Hello, I'm Michael.
I'm Sally, and this is Wrestle MSX.
What a packed show we had. Michael Cole was joined by The Miz on commentary, and we went straight into the ring to hear from Drew McIntyre. Drew tells us that what happened last week was so good that he wants to watch it again, so we get a recap of McIntyre beating up Punk. Drew then goes on to say he hopes Punk is in pain and uncomfortable. Nice. He then pulls out the bracelet he took from Punk last week and put it on his wrist, saying he has Punk's family by his side now. Drew then looked up at the Money in the Bank briefcases dangling above the ring, saying he's going to win, cash in, and you're going to watch alone, meaning, of course, CM Punk.
We then take a look back at the Wyatt Six from last week and the devastation they caused.
Then back from the break, we had Chad Gable's locker room being guarded, with Kathy Kelly standing outside waiting for an interview with him.
Now for some ring action. Ludwig Kaiser against Bron Breakker. After running the ropes, Breakker steamed into Kaiser, knocking him down. Kaiser then got some offense in and hung Breakker on the ropes before drop-kicking him to the outside. The advantage didn't last long though, with Breakker leaping off the apron and clotheslining Kaiser back over the announcer's table. Back from the break, we see Ludwig fully in charge until a Frankensteiner slows Kaiser down. Bron then throws Kaiser out of the ring and follows him. Bron runs at Kaiser to spear him, but Ludwig dodges it like a matador stepping aside from a bull, with Bron running into the ring steps. Kaiser, seizing his opportunity, starts his long run up to dropkick Breakker, who's dazed on the steps. As Kaiser rounds the final corner of the ring and zones in on Breakker, Sheamus appears from nowhere and hits Ludwig with a huge knee. The bell rings, ending the match. Sheamus then clears the announcer's table and prepares to powerbomb Kaiser through it, but as he lifts him and is about to execute, Bron recovers and spears Sheamus, sending Kaiser and Sheamus crashing to the floor, Breakker raising his hands in triumph.
We then see Judgment Day backstage playing WWE 2K24. Dominic telling Priest that these are all gifts from Liv Morgan. As Priest tells Dom that these are all distracting him, Dirty Dom receives a message from Liv. He shows it to Priest and the rest of the Judgment Day, Carlito's eyes nearly popping out of his head. Priest then tells Dom that he's got to find a way to end this tonight. The gang then decide they got a deal with Braun Strowman once and for all.
Women's Money in the Bank triple threat qualifying match next. Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. Before this match got underway though, we go backstage and see Bron Breakker get his Intercontinental title match against Sane. Sane asked him what he wanted. Bron said the IC belt, so the match is booked for Money in the Bank.
Back in the ring, there are lots of 2 counts from each woman until Sane hits an insane elbow on Baszler. Lyra then Nightwings Sane and covers her for the win, progressing to the Money in the Bank match.
Backstage we see McIntyre say to Adam Pearce that he should automatically be in the Money in the Bank match. Pearce telling him that he has to qualify and doesn't deserve it. McIntyre then told Pearce that he believes he's going to do the right thing because if he doesn't, he's going to find out the meaning of disruption.
Like there wasn't enough disruption last week from Wyatt Six. As Drew walks off, he passes Liv Morgan and we follow her out to the ring. She says she hopes Dom liked the text message she sent him earlier, then says this is what you really want. Rhea Ripley never cared about you like I do. Daddy Dom, come out here so you can thank me for the gifts and I promise to give you more in front of all these people. Steaming. Instead of Dom, we get Zelina Vega. She tells Liv, while you're out chasing Dirty D, I'm chasing the WWE Women's World Championship. Liv says she beat Rhea and retired Becky Lynch. Vega then challenged her for the belt. Morgan said, how about next week? And then out walks, man of the moment, Dominic Mysterio. Dom says to Liv that he'd rather see anyone but her with the title. As Zelina Vega starts to talk to Dom, she gets attacked from behind by Morgan. Rey Mysterio runs down to the ring and pulls Morgan off Vega. Dom doesn't seem to like this and pushes his dad to the mat. Morgan looks at Dom like he's her hero, then follows him out of the ring and back up the ramp.
We then go back to Kathy Kelly, who's still standing outside Chad Gable's locker room. Adam Pearce then leaves Gable's locker and tells us that Gable is medically clear to wrestle tonight.
Now, I don't know if you saw the Adam Pearce tweet that Gable was medically clear, and there was when he was doing the video, there was a few glitches, and it's funny how Gable was attacked
Yeah.
And Adam Pearce had some glitches on his tweet. And now he's gone into the... I mean, I'm not going to say they're going to join the group, but it's just funny how the two that have been affected by it are sort of...
seen together.
Been intertwined.
Yeah.
Anyway, Braun Strowman, Chad Gable and Bronson Reed are our next match in another triple threat qualified match for Money in the Bank.
Just before the match, we see Liv Morgan thanking Dom for saving her. He walks off and R-Truth appears. He asks Liv if that was Tom and Nick. Liv then convinces him to give Balor and McDonough a tag title match later and go and get it sorted with Adam Pearce.
Back in the ring and finally a chance to see Gable after last week's attack. He comes out with mic in hand and asks the crowd if they believe in miracles because he was written off last week, but he's back. He's going to win the Money in the Bank match and call himself Master in the Bank. But while he was talking, the LED ring apron and the crowd barrier with Chad's name on it kept sort of glitching out and kind of going like static, a bit like the video I've just mentioned of Adam Pearce on Twitter. So it's like the White Six have messed with you, but there's still a little bit something that's not quite right with you. They're still
hanging
they're still
around
there.
in there. Back to the ring and finally a chance to see Gable in action. After chopping Bronson and Braun and getting nowhere, Strowman chopped Gable, who dropped to the mat. Strowman then threw Gable into Reed, who threw Gable to the mat before the big men could go at each other. All the competitors found themselves outside the ring and run over by the Strowman Express. Gable then pulled off a German suplex into a pin on Reed for a 2 count.
Impressive.
Strowman and Reed then found themselves outside the ring again where the Judgment Day jumped Braun. Strowman tried to fight them off, but the numbers were too great. Gable then hit Reed with a moonsault and picked up the win, therefore progressing to the Money in the Bank match.
As he celebrated in the ring though, the lights shut down. The ring became engulfed with mist and a single piano note played repetitively. Nikki Cross, or Abby the Witch, or whatever you want to call her, was here. She crawled into the ring and Gable ran. Cross then got out of the ring opposite the announcer's table, picked up a package and gave it to Michael Cole. The security team around Cole to stop this kind of thing had already been beaten up and knocked out. Cross then walked through the crowd and disappeared into a cloud of mist.
Back from the break and a clean pair of pants for Michael, we see Cole with the package he was handed moments ago. He tells us it's addressed to Pat, but it does say to open. Inside is a videotape with Play Me written on it. He asks someone to take it to the production truck to see if we can find a video recorder to play it. I thought we were going to have a similar situation to the ending of 7 on our hands for a moment.
No, I did. If you've not seen it, I'm not telling you, go and have a look. It's a bit old now though. We then see Gable backstage knocking on Alpha Academy's locker room door. They all come out. Gable tells them his life flashed before his eyes after last week's attack. And I saw you guys, I'm sorry, and that families stick together, he tells them. Otis is having none of it and says we're done, before heading back into the locker room, followed by Tozawa. But before Maxine goes in though, she tells Chad she'll talk to Otis and that he just needed some time. Dupree then goes into the locker room. As Chad turns away, the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile show up. They ask if he's okay. No, I'm not alright, replies Gable. I need help.
Back to ring action and we have Isla Dawn and Alba Fyre in a tag match against Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. A double DDT on Dawn and Fyre allowed Chance and Carter to hit the cake stand on Dawn. Fyre breaking the pin attempt on 2. A gory bomb Russian leg sweep double team on Chance got the win for Dawn and Fyre. After the bell rang, Damage Control came out and wrecked the tag champs, with Io Sky pulling off an over the moonsault on Dawn and Fyre.
Backstage we see Liv Morgan leaving the Judgment Day locker room as Priest enters. Finn Balor is the only person in there. Priest tells him he looks a little bit sketchy. Balor tells him it's okay. She's got Dom a match against his dad next week, and me and JD a tag title match tonight. Good luck with that, Priest tells him.
We then see R-Truth telling Miz he loves him, but only as a friend.
Only as a friend? Yeah. Out to the ring comes the World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. He tells us he doesn't want to become Seth, not wanting to see someone who's bigger and stronger, and that Seth will never see the mountaintop again. Cue, burn it down. And Seth Rollins channeling his inner Cruella de Vil. If you're not seeing what he's wearing, go and have a look. Seth doesn't believe Priest confidence and doesn't buy into it. He says he doesn't need help, but he got it when he won the title. You one-upped me by offering me a title shot, so let me sweeten the pot at Money in the Bank, Seth said. If you win, I never challenge for the world title again. If I win, you leave the Judgment Day. Then we can find out if you really can walk a mile in my shoes. Priest's response was that he's the champion. They need me more than I need them. I accept. As the two men shook hands, Gunther stepped out from the back. He got in the ring and wished both men good luck, saying, "May the best man win. But don't make a mistake at SummerSlam. The better man out of you two will be the lesser man when you step in the ring with me." We then go to Michael Cole, who tells us he's able to bring us the video he got from that thing earlier. Shot in black and white, we see Uncle Howdy. He asks us, "Are you happy?" But he's not talking to us, he's talking to someone sitting across from him. "Do you remember who you are?" "I'm nobody," replies Bo Dallas, seeing him for the first time. "How did it feel when your brother died?" asked Howdy. "Like the most important thing in my life was taken away from me, like nothing was going to matter again," responded Bo. "Don't you think you're exploiting your brother's legacy?" asked Uncle Howdy. "All I wanted to be was like my brother. I wanted to be him. We were going to rule together. They wanted to forget about us, but we made them remember." "Yes, we did," replied Uncle Howdy. The camera then pans back and we see Uncle Howdy sitting opposite Bo, and in the background you can make out that they're sitting in the Firefly Funhouse.
Next up, Karrion Kross versus Kofi Kingston. A crossbody by Kofi gets him a 2 count on Kross. But as he goes to attack Kross again, the Titantron shows Woods getting attacked by the AOP in the back. This distracts Kofi enough for Kross to perform the final prayer on Kingston and pick up the win.
Final match of the night, Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day versus the Awesome Truth for the World Tag Team titles. After some double teaming by the Awesome Truth, Balor and JD find themselves on the outside. Liv Morgan then makes an appearance. Of course she does. Back from the break, Judgment Day are in full control with some quick corner tags. Truth manages to tag in The Miz, who wrestles back some control, but then out come the rest of Judgment Day. Miz manages to send Carlito over the announcer's table before hitting a double DDT on Balor and JD, covering JD for a 2 count. Miz then hits skull-crushing finale on JD, but Carlito puts JD's foot on the ropes, breaking Miz's pin attempt. A headbutt from JD on Miz puts both men down in the middle of the ring. Strowman then comes out and chases Carlito and Dom away through the crowd. Truth and Balor then get tagged in, with Truth hitting a 5-knuckle shuffle on Balor and JD. With Judgment Day down, Liv Morgan gets on the apron and distracts Truth. He goes over and he and Morgan hug. She then pulls Truth down, choking him on the top rope, and as he turns back into the ring, Balor hits him with a running drop kick and Truth drops to the mat. Balor then goes to the top rope and hits the coup de grace. Balor then goes for the cover on Truth and gets it. Balor and McDonough are the new World Tag Team Champions. Raw goes off the air with them celebrating at the top of the ramp, with Liv Morgan trying to join in. Well, she seems to want to be the new mummy. Thank you again for watching.
And we hope to see you again soon.